How's it, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I've just been kind of not really in the mood to make a video lately, but I've still been diving just as much, so I got a bunch of footage, and as you can probably tell by the thumbnail, it's going to be a really good video. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. So yeah, right here, first drop of the day, really good zone, level out here at 80 feet on top of this little shelf. See a bunch of ukus instantly coming in. But this is my first ever shot with this gun, using my friend's gun right now, and these ukus decide to just come right in when I'm not used to the gun. And what do? Miss point blank. Kind of bummed out, but it's alright. Get more opportunities later. Next drop, my friend let me use his gun, trying this thing out. It's a Kinetic. I don't know if you guys have heard of that brand, but they're supposed to be really good. So right here I line up on this moo, take the shot, and for some reason the gun didn't shoot, and I think it's because the bands are a little bit overpowered, but I relined up and shot again and was able to get this nice moo for my first fish of the day. Okay, so after that moo we decided to switch spots. New spot here. Already noticed an uku from the surface, so I took a drop, leveled out right here, and see this nice uku is already coming in on me. So I'm just getting ready, using my trusty cap 120 for this drop. And yeah, he's just coming straight in, so I'm just waiting, being patient. Gives me a pass right here, so I take a lunge on him. And I honestly do not know what happened. I take the shot, I gave him the spinal tap, I thought I got him good, but I guess I just didn't have enough penetration on that one. So after I lost those last two ukus, I wasn't really sure which gun to use, and I was pretty frustrated because I kept losing fish. I decided to grab the 130 again and try and make it happen. This gun's a little bit heavier than my usual gun, but it's really accurate. So yeah, I just leveled out here. I saw an uku from the surface, a really big one, so I'm just getting ready for it to come in. Looking around, I'm not seeing it yet. I'm just trying to be patient, waiting. And yeah, you'll see it do a couple more turns here, and he'll end up showing up in a little bit. So I'm still looking around. Eventually I notice him on this next turn out in the distance. You can see when I turn my head around right here, you'll see him. There he is off in the distance, coming in, pretty curious. He's giving me these small passes. He doesn't know what he wants to do yet. Just kind of going in and out. And then right here he just decides to turn straight at me. And I start getting ready to take a lunge. Right here I take a fat lunge on him, close the gap, and I get a nice broadside shot. Hit him really good, starts taking out line. Biggest uku I shot so far. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Was able to land him. He got tangled up, but I got him out. This uku ended up being 11 pounds. Biggest one yet. Super stoked.
Oh yeah, dude.
Alright, this is another day on the boat. Another session. This is 80-foot drop. I saw an uku from the surface and he's really curious. He's coming right in. So I'm just getting ready to line up a shot. He comes right down to my level, turns fully broadside, and I'm able to get a nice shot. Hit him pretty good. My reel locked up right here, but I was able to horse him up off the bottom before he got tangled. And this is actually my second uku of the day. I ended up getting a 10-pounder before this, but my GoPro wasn't on. But yeah, I was super stoked because I never got 2 ukus in one day before. And this uku ended up being a 5-pounder. You can see my friend here said "told you" because I was making fun of him and I asked him if I was going to shoot an uku on my first drop at this spot. And I actually ended up shooting one, which was pretty funny. Alright, so this is another uku clip from a shore dive I did a couple weeks prior to those 2 ukus you just saw me shoot. I saw it from the surface. We're only in about 40 feet of water here, and he's already coming right in. I level out to his level, and I ended up taking a face-on shot, which honestly wasn't the best decision. I should have waited for him to turn broadside, but it worked out for me here. This was an 8.5-pound uku. I was super stoked. First drop of the day at this spot. Psyched. same spot. This is our second dive session at this spot. We ended up camping overnight, and I spotted a nice Moana collie from the surface. This is only about 40 feet of water, and you can see there's a lot of life at this spot. Big high pinnacle right here, and there's moose in the background, there's joes, uhus, all kinds of fish around. Can honestly kind of pick your fish out here, but I noticed a collie coming in, so I'm getting ready to take a shot. He's not giving me a great opportunity right here, so I'm waiting, and he ends up dropping down to my level, and I get a really nice gill plate shot. Was able to secure him on the bottom too. No meat damage. Stoked on this collie. This is another dive day off the boat at a completely different spot on a different side of the island. This is a 90-foot drop right here, hunting a moo pile. I'm just letting myself sink down with my negative buoyancy. You can see my bands went from red to gray real fast, and that's just how you can tell that you're at a deep depth. Red's one of the fastest colors to fade when you're diving at depth, so that's how you know if someone's deep. Level out here, there's a lot of fish around. There's a big school of opelu, other small kinds of fish, and I'm just waiting for these moo to come in. They're not super smart on this side of the island, and especially on this depth, but you still gotta hunt them pretty well. You can see they're all coming in. These are some of the biggest moves that I've ever seen, and they're coming right into me. I'm just waiting for an opportunity on them. They're starting to give me some broadside shots. Still pretty far out though. This is a really challenging reef structure to dive. All lava rock, so I hit my gun right there, and I take a shot anyways, and I didn't have enough penetration and this moo came off. That probably would have been my biggest moo, probably around a 7-pounder, so I'm kind of bummed out. Took another drop on the moo pile here. This is around 92 feet, I'm pretty sure. And again, just letting my negative buoyancy pull me down to the bottom. At this point, I'm not doing any more kicks, not wasting any energy. You can see the moo piles off to my left. And what I was saying about how this is a challenging reef structure is there's so many ledges and drop-offs that if you want to land in a specific area, you'd have to be landing on really uncomfortable bottom unless you want to drop an extra 20 or 30 feet into a super deep depth to land in a comfy pocket. So it's pretty hard, but the moo are coming right in. I got a pretty good spot, and they can't see me, so they're coming right in to look for me. And you can see I end up picking this one out from the school, and he's flying right in. So I line up, and I get a nice gill plate shot. He came right to the end of my gun. I thought he was going to get tangled right here, so I end up pulling him into the column with me and bringing him up to the surface, which at 90 feet was probably not the best move because I could have burned a lot of energy, but I was completely fine on this drop. I got this 5-pound moo. Pretty stoked. One of my deepest fish that I've shot too. Here's another dive session at a different spot on the same coastline. This is a 95-foot drop. This spot is very deep. The sand right here is about 120 to 115. So I'm just leveling out in the water column because I was not ready to hit that depth. And yeah, so I just level out. And I was aiming for that big rock you see in front of me with all the pawalus above it, which is actually 95 feet, but the current at this spot is just supposed to be really strong, so it ended up pulling me way farther away than I actually wanted to land. So I toss out a couple grunts here. You can see off to the right, there's a white papio coming right up to me. And yeah, he comes right in, so I take a nice shot, hit him right in the gill plate. He starts taking a little bit of line, going for the bottom. I knew he wasn't going to get tangled, but I ended up seeing a couple sharks coming for him. So I just tried to play him pretty light until I got to the surface, and then once I got up, I brung him up really fast. Yeah, I got this like nice 7 or 8 pounder. Pretty stoked. I'm pretty sure this is my deepest fish that I've shot, which is really cool. And yeah, I got this nice white papio. You can see the visibility at this spot was insane. You can see the bottom at about 130, which is pretty crazy. Helped a lot with the depth. So this is the same day. We ended up moving spots to an even deeper zone. My original spot that I wanted to land was around 95 feet, but we ended up drifting a lot. So this is a 105-foot dive, and I'm pretty sure this is my deepest drop that I've ever done. I thought that I might have did a 105-foot drop before, but I never had a dive watch to calculate it, so I actually have a watch this time, so it's official that I've hit 105 feet. So right here, I'm gliding down. My friend said he saw an uku on the last drop, so I was gonna try and look around for it, but I couldn't stay too long because this was pretty deep for me. So right now I'm gliding down, no more kicking, just letting the negative buoyancy pull me down. You can see I kind of level out a little bit right there, and I was kind of unsure of hitting the bottom, but I just told myself just touch and go real fast. So yeah, just going down. Right now I hit the bottom at this spot, and I just look right up. There's not any fish, but I look out behind me, and you can see there's this huge cliff that drops off to probably around 130, and I'm out of there. Kick back up to the surface. I was completely fine on this drop, honestly felt really comfortable, and yeah, I was all good. Pretty cool milestone to hit triple digits. Alright, so this is a different dive day. This is my first time ever diving blue water before. We were looking out for onos, and as soon as I jumped in the water, I saw a kamanu, and I'd never seen a kamanu before or shot one, so I was pretty excited. I take this drop instantly after jumping in the water, and I can see the kamanus are swimming around here. I'm trying to get their attention by grunting. I don't really know what these pelagic fish like yet, so I'm just trying to do all the tricks, and you'll see they end up turning around and coming in. So I kind of gave up on them right there, and I look back and they're coming right up to me. So this one, nice size one, comes right up, and I honestly take a pretty horrible shot. Almost ripped him off. He ended up peeling out a good amount of line, bringing him up to the surface, and he actually swam right into me, so just grabbed him by the tail, secured him, and he was actually a pretty good size too. So a little bit after that, my friend Sky was able to stick a really nice ono. The ono ended up taking a lot of line and went down pretty deep, so this is around 75 feet. And I'm swimming down to give him a nice backup shot. He got a gut shot that ended up holding, but I just wanted to give him a backup shot for reassurance. And I ended up getting a really nice stone shot on this ono. It's my first time seeing somebody shoot one in person, which is pretty sick. And yeah, we're all stoked. So I just wanted to throw in this one clip real quick of this spot that I dove a couple months back from a shore dive. If you guys are on Maui and have ever wondered about diving this spot like I have, this is pretty much just what it consists of. So you'll see me go down here and shoot this veke ono. And pretty much after this, we were followed in by 4 sharks the entire time, and we couldn't even swim because they were just so aggressive. So yeah, I don't recommend trying to dive here. It's pretty dangerous. And yeah, just stay safe. So here we have another clip, again, different side of the island, and another shore dive. I spotted a nice moana collie from the surface, and that's what I'm hunting, as you can see. Pretty shallow water. I think this is only about 50 feet, and this collie is really smart. I didn't expect them to be this smart for this zone, and I'm really having to work for it. I think this drop ended up being 225 for a 3.5 pound moana collie, which that's a big moana collie, but that's also a really long drop for that fish. But anyways, I'm just waiting here, waiting for him to give me a shot or a pass, and he's pretty much just making me come to him, being pretty smart. He comes in and makes this little pass right here, so I take a little lunge, and I'm able to hit a nice mid-body shot and land this moana collie. Same dive, same day. We swam a little bit more down the coastline. We ended up finding this nice pile of fish. Some mu in here, some veke nonos, some omilu, some opelu kala. And I spot this veke nono, and that's what I want. So I'm just looking around, double checking, no ukus, nothing else. And this veke nono is coming right in. So I just get ready, line up, and I take my shot. Able to get a nice spine shot on him. So it's a pretty good size one. Also around 3.5 pounds. Pretty stoked. So we kept swimming, so a couple drops later, I ended up spotting these 2 ukus. I threw my flasher down. This is around 70 feet, and they were pretty curious, so I figured to try and dive bomb them. We'd already did a couple more drops on other pairs of ukus and hit the bottom, and they weren't coming in. So I take a long shot on this uku, and I actually split his dorsal fin in half and was able to stick him through the collar from the other side. Pretty stoked. 7-pounder right here. My friend actually missed the backup shot because I didn't know how well I hit it, but we were able to secure it in the end. So this is a couple drops later. My friend ended up nailing this big kagami right in the mid-body. He didn't know how well he hit it, so I went down to take a backup shot. I ended up stoning it from the surface. Super stoked. 18-pounder we later find out. And it was just a really good day with a nice haul of fish. Okay, so here's another clip from another day, only about a week back from this video being uploaded. I'm leveling out on the bottom. You can see there's a lot of life. This spot was really wavy today, had a lot of current, and I think that might be due to why there's so much life right here. So I level out. I ended up seeing a big uku from the surface, but he never gave me the time of day. I didn't even see him after that. So I'm just looking around to see if the uku's gonna come in, and I'm not seeing him. So yeah, just looking around, and you can see these joes are just coming right up to me. So it was a really rough day, really dangerous to be honest, and I was considering jumping out of the water, so I just wanted to get one fish before I decided to head in. And these joes just ended up swimming right up to the end of my gun. You'll see that in a second here. So right here, these joes give me a nice little pass, and I'm able to take a good stone shot. Thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be getting a lot more clips soon, a lot more diving to come, deep drops. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys like it, please consider liking and subscribing, and follow me on Instagram at Lucio Leo. Mahalo.